is intended to children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I am your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Captain Shrek, Colin P. Smith, Purple Valkyrie, and Samantha Joe. The Valkyries are here. Eris of Chaos, the Battle Angel, is in the chat, folks. Mark to the nth degree. Mark to the nth degree is here. Good morning, Mark. Lori Roberts, the Destructor, is here, ladies and gentlemen. Adega Outlaw, the Master of Disaster, the Doctor of Destruction. Adega Outlaw is here, ladies and gentlemen. D.D. Myers is in the chat, folks. Jedi Bill 797 is here, ladies and gentlemen. Lady Mist, the Guardian of the Void, is here. Hello, Lady Mist. Bird of Prey 5, Cupplaw, brother. Cupplaw, how are you doing? Project Story Time. Good morning, sir. Good morning, guys. Darth Monkey Orath, how are you doing today? Guys, how are you all doing? It is so wonderful to see you. Gun Bunny, hello, Gun Bunny. It is so good to see you all. Jitsi Lemons, good morning, Jitsi. How are you doing? Robert Pearson, man, our own 007, our own maker of awesome gadgets and props. How are you doing, Robert Pearson? Guys, I could not believe this shit when I saw it. I could not believe it. Psycho Dwarf 9. How are you doing? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am so happy to be here this morning. Psycho Dwarf 9, Loki, burn it down. Yes, we're going to burn this shit down. I could not believe it when I saw this shit. CBR attacks Justice League directors Zack Snyder's 300 film and Frank Miller's comment calling it Bob-ist and ableist. A lot of ists and obs there, ladies and gentlemen. So this is from Bounding into Comics, John F. Trent on August 13th, 2020. This was yesterday. CBR continues their attack on pulp culture because they are attacking pulp culture. They are declaring war on the things we love. This time, they deployed writer Margaret Locklear to go after not only Zack Snyder's 300 film based on Frank Miller's comic book series, but Miller's original comic series as well. I wonder why. I wonder why they would do this. Why are they going after Zack? Could it be because he does not kneel? He will not kneel. He's like, give them the bird. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Locklear's attacks come as Warner Media announced the film would be getting a 4K release on October 6th, which you know I'm going to get into a review of. The CBR writer did not pull any punches in her attack. Right off the bat, she writes, "It is important to look back at the film and comment critically for its phobic ist and ist portrayals. Yes, because that's exactly what we see here. We don't see 300 brave fucking Spartans standing against 1,000,000 fucking Persians, do we? We don't see that. Oh, the Persians were misunderstood. They were fluid, so they were good. They didn't want anything bad. They wanted to make the whole world fluid. No, you dumb bitch. Xerxes was a fucking maniac. He wanted to control the whole fucking world, just like you SJW blue-haired Landwell fucking bitches. One might be wondering what in the blue bloody blazes Lockyer could be thinking, penning those words. Just on a surface level, they seem absurdly stupid. Oh, not just on a surface level. On an entire pop culture level, they are fucking moronic. And yes, Adega Outlaw, she is the phobe. Real masculinity scares the hell out of her. Not just her, but all of these blue-haired SJW green titty milk drinking land whales. Well, Locklear is here to educate us. She writes, the shocking racism and pro-imperialism of 300 does not exist in a bubble, but it's irresponsible that the film refused to question or investigate the source material's problematic. Oh, look at that there. Problematic. One of the very first videos I ever did was problematic. It was about being problematic and how everything in the world is problematic aspects in favor of focusing on capturing the comics aesthetics. We want it to look like shit, and we want the story to be shit. And if it's not, we're going to throw it in the garbage and call it an ist, obe, and every other word we can think of, because that's what we are. And we don't want anybody to know it. Oh, Lord. To educate her point, she takes issue with the fact that the Spartans are white. Oh, Lord. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Did you hear that? The Spartans are white, and that they are shown as the heroes as opposed to the Persians being portrayed as not white and inhibiting a gender fluid society. Huh. What do you know? Really? So the Persians were good because they had a gender fluid society. No, you fucking moron. The Persians wanted to enslave the entire fucking world. Xerxes was a fucking maniac. His father was a fucking maniac. Me and Adega Outlaw were just talking about this the other day. And Mexican Iron Man is in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, brother. Mexican Iron Man shall find the location where this heresy was authored and burn it to the ground. CBR, look no further than CBR, Mexican Iron Man. In fact, if you would like to come on here, I will throw you an invite right now, and you are more than welcome to come on here and comment to your heart's content. Give me just one moment, and I will go and send you a invite. Paste, send. So check your DMs, Mexican Iron Man, because you are more than welcome to come on here and burn this motherfucker to the ground with me. She wrote, for instance, Snyder's Spartans are a society of white, able-bodied people fueled by aggression and violence, and they are praised as the unquestionable heroes. Bitch, you know what? You know what, bitch? Have you ever done anything worth fighting for? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. On the other hand, those men fought and died to save their society. They fought and died. What have you done? What have you done, Miss? You sip, little sippy. You've been sipping on your green titty milk? Because that's what it seems like to me, lady. Little sippy. Sip, 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 sip. On the other hand, the villains are portrayed as a gender fluid society that was visibly not white, with the incarnation of evil and treachery. They were evil. They were treacherous. They wanted to enslave the entire world. How fucking stupid are you, lady? This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And Saucy Wench, bitch, needs to read a history book. Damn straight. Sit room, that moron does not understand history. Wow. Heirs of Chaos. The sassy intensifies. Yes. How dare able-bodied people defend the weak? That's right. That's right. Whole bunch of reading going on. Copyright strike. Oh, she then claims that the good versus evil dichotomy of the film is overly ist. Her explanation is that the film has white be inherently good while people of color are inherently bad. She didn't watch the movie. Crazy ass bitch did not watch the movie. There's no other way to describe it. Absolutely no other way to describe it. I think we need to pause right here to point out just how dumb and factually inaccurate this is. Yes, sir. One of the primary antagonists of the film is Sparta, is a Spartan. Theron, played by Dominic West, takes money from Xerxes and the Persians in order to prevent Leonidas from protecting Greece from the invading army. Thank you. In fact, I would argue that Theron actually, Queen Gorgo, he uses his power on the council to make her think that if she submits to him, that he will be able to convince the council to send Spartan reinforcements to Leonidas. Theron actually has the gall to accuse Gorgo of adultery in front of the council after he, did that. Theron is the only member of Spartan society to betray Leonidas. The Ephors take a bribe from Xerxes to manipulate their oracle. We all remember that scene. They deny Leonidas permission to go to war and that he instead must honor a sacred religious festival called the Kane. So yes. Wow. How fucking moronic do you have to be to come out and talk shit about this, not just this movie, not just the comic book, but the history of it as well? Joseph Petrick, yes. And that is why I have gone insane and am completely burning this motherfucker down on a Friday. It made me doubt my sanity. I couldn't fucking believe it. With this information from the actual film, one has to pose the question that is on everyone's mind now. Has Locklear even watched 300? Thank you! My guess is no. I don't think the bitch did either. And in the case that she has watched it, she most certainly didn't watch it before writing this hit job against Zack Snyder and Frank Miller. And Samantha Joe, thank you so much, Samantha Joe, with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you so very much, Samantha Joe. And we're going to get it off with something explosive this morning. Godzilla Score! Thank you so very much, Samantha Joe. And she says, these blue-haired crazies won't rest until they ruin everyone's fun. I completely agree. Samantha Joe, these blue-haired Landwell titty drink motherfuckers aren't going to rest until they've ruined everything we love, until we have no icons to look up to. We have no heroes to look up to. We have no history to look back on and say, yes, this is how real people acted. This is how heroes forged themselves in history. They want to destroy everything we've ever loved so that we have nothing to look up to and say, this is what is right. They want to control the narrative. They want to control what you see. They want to control what you hear. They want to control what you read. And I say, screw that. Screw that. We will never kneel and we will never bow to these blue-haired, green titty drink milking motherfuckers that go, because that's not us. We're not having it. Bull fucking shit. We aren't going to do it. Because why? We are Valhalla. Every single one of us out there is Valhalla. And if you say enough is enough, if you say we will not kneel, then we will stand with you. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what your political beliefs are. If you say, hell no, I'm not kneeling to these green-haired, green-titty, drink-milking motherfuckers, then we stand with you. We stand with you. And Sit Room says Western civilization exists because of the Spartans. Eastland Bookholder, what annoys me is people who criticize or reject something before they understand the plan or issue. This article must criticize, but do not try to understand what they are criticizing. Choose one, male, female, AB, prefer not to say. They have left out the analysis and they should be mocked. Anger is a good response and mockery is another good response. Thank you so very much. Psycho Dwarf 9. Thank you very much, sir, with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so very much, Psycho Dwarf 9. And since I'm fired up, I'll give it to you again. Kaiju Skull! And Psycho Dwarf 9 says, trample the blue hair, start carving whale steak. Thank you so very much, Psycho Dwarf 9. Thank you, brother. You guys are keeping the lights burning bright here in Valhalla on a Friday. Thank you so very much. Despite the actual facts of the film contradicting her claims, Locklear continues, it also reinforces the growing, untrue notion that foreigners entering a white country are to be feared and attacked. She adds, harmful representation like that can support the false notion that it's right to fear immigrants, especially immigrants of color. Oh my God. She had a full injection of green titty soy milk in her coffee that morning. Again, this is another load of shit. The Persians are coming to conquer the multiple city-states of Greece. There is a good reason to fear a conquering army and oppose it. But you blue-haired, titty milk drinking motherfuckers want to kneel. You want to be on your knees going. The only problem is you are so butt-ass fucking ugly. No one wants you on your knees. So you've got to go out and you've got to look for something that'll accept you being on your knees. NB Geek, let's talk. SJW, what is your profession? We bitch and shrill. Loki to his army. Valhalla, what is your profession, army? Skull! Thank you so very much. MB Geek. Yeah, Loki, I brought more. Yes! Yes! Soul Assassin, this article is trash. The writer needs to go back and learn history. I could not agree more, Soul Assassin. The Persians literally introduced themselves to Leonidas and the Spartans by showing the skulls of kings they have conquered. Kings they have conquered. Leonidas even brings that you dare bring this before me and ask an offering of earth and water. The Persian messenger tells Leonidas, if you value your lives over your complete annihilation, listen carefully, Leonidas. Xerxes conquers and controls everything he rests his eyes upon. He leads an army so massive it shakes the ground with its march, so vast it drinks the rivers dry. All the god King Xerxes requires is a simple offering of earth and water, a token of Sparta's submission to the will of Xerxes. What does that sound like, guys? What does that sound like? It sure as shit sounds like an SJW to me. Submit. That's what they want. They want us to submit. They want us to give in. They want us to go, oh, your shit is great. And the Battle Angel just tipped $9.99. Thank you so much, Battle Angel, and you know what I've got for you today. Go Zero Score! And the Battle Angel says, "This is Valhalla." Yes, thank you so much, Battle Angel. Guys, we are killing it today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait. Oh, son of a...
Welcome back, Skyman.
No, it's on a roll there.
Boss,
Yes.
boss, I have your heart pills and your meds with me. Are we okay? I'm here to hold your hand.
I'm
You
okay.
okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, it's Friday. I thought today we are gonna get Lorena, and then like I called in sick today for work, so I was gonna hang out with the Valkyries, have a nice peaceful day of Valhalla good living. And this, boss,
Yeah.
boss, is this for real?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Boss,
CBR wrote it.
boss, this can't be real.
Yeah. Oh, it's real.
By the way, I spent 10 hours last afternoon, and I listened to all the shows all week long of everybody. Fantastic week, brother.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic week, everybody. Adega, Captain Drac, everybody. The review shows. What a show week. I missed them all or live, but I caught up last night on all of them, man. I went to bed last night thinking of Valhalla. So peaceful. I'm like, what a great crew we have. What a great group. And I ended, of course, on you and Adega talking about World War II, which, man, I want a piece of that action next week. Because it was one of the topics I studied in depth in school. Man, I went to bed last night early, peaceful, ready to get up this morning. Had my coffee, had my muffin ready to go. And I just stared at my screen, horrified, listening to you in this article. Can we not get a morning's rest, Loki?
No.
You know what this bitch is doing? You want to talk strength? Let's talk about the women of Sparta for a second. Let's talk about, you know what they would tell the men? They would say, come back dead on your shield, come back with sword victorious and spear, or don't come back at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they would tell them.
That's what the women of Sparta said when they took off, bro. Imagine your girl saying to you, "Hey, babe, I'd like to be." And she's not talking about, I'll have a sandwich for you. I'll order some Domino's. No. Come back dead on your shield. Come back victorious with spear and sword, or don't come back at all.
And why did the men hold the women up higher than themselves? Even though they went into battle, even though they went in and died for Sparta, why did the men hold the women up higher than themselves?
Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, the women of Sparta were citizens too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
By the way. And what was the other thing they used to say? Only a woman of Sparta can give birth to a true man.
That's right. Only a woman of Sparta can give birth to a real man.
Right. Women who aren't of Sparta. Like women of Mexico, they give birth to I don't know, guys that drive the enchilada truck.
And Admiral Oliver Franklin Doom, yes, sir. As I recall, historically, the women of Sparta had much more power than the men ever did because they could own everything.
Exactly. That's the point. First of all, women were citizens, first and last. And second of all, they had the powers of the state. And so they could own the property. So if one guy did, they were able to pass through the property rights. And so this is actually a major thing in the history of planet Earth, because that caveat of what was unique to Spartan law carried throughout the ages. And anyone who's well read will understand this. And that actually provide the bridging gap later to provide title when you had these weird situations. Like, how did you explain someone was a god king in the Middle Ages and then he had no male heirs, and then what did you do? Well, thank God, going back to to Spartan times, we had this bridge whereby women could be seen as stewards, kings and queens. I mean, I'm getting a little bit off the reservation here, bro. Bro, this bitch doesn't know it. Why do these people have opinions and they don't do their fucking homework? Good morning,
do not
Latino
know.
Slant. I sorry I've been absent for a couple weeks, brother, but I'll be back at you. Oh, by the way, Latino Slant. All my friends in chat, everybody go check out Latino Slant. He's right there. Please check out the channel. You know, he's got good content, and we're trying to help him and support him launch some great content.
And I
Anyway.
missed a skull. I am so sorry, Chris. I've had enough. Persia tipped a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Chris. I've had enough. Persia, and let's give it to him, brother. Skull! And Chris says, enough is enough. We need to reclaim our punk rock blue hair. No more cultural appropriation and no more rewriting our cultural history. You know what, Chris? I completely agree, because I will say this. The first time I saw a beautiful woman with blue hair in a anime, I was captivated. I was like, oh my God, look at that glistening white blue hair. And now it's like, I see it I saw it the other day. I was standing in line checking out with my groceries, and some giant blue haired Landwell had blue hair and was hitting her, whatever he is, to hurry up and get the money out, that he's such a moron in the middle of the checkout line. And I was like, dude, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry you get treated that way. I'm sorry you let yourself get treated that way, brother. That is the biggest giant pile of bullshit. Hurry up, get it out. We're in a hurry. We have to do this. And I'm like, just tell that bitch to ease out. Just be like, hey, listen, you know what? I know you want to be all up on my ass and shit, but just back off. Ease out just a little bit. You can do it when we get home. Harpoon the Landwells, Derek McManus. Yes, sir.
Do you know why this is happening? You know why this article came out now?
Why?
Think about it. You know why? I know why. You know why?
Why?
What's happening on August 22nd?
Oh, the DC. Yes. Yeah.
And what just happened, they just fired a bunch of people in the comics industry, and they're getting ready to load. They're locking and loaded for DC.
Yep.
For tell everybody what's happening August 22nd, brother. Because this is, you know what this is right here? This is a shot across the bow at the guy who's still standing, which is Snyder, the Snyder cut.
Yep.
This is a shot, a direct shot across the bow. And let me tell you something. You know, legends die hard. Legends die hard. Legends die hard. But think about what kind of legend you have to have from antiquity to survive to the current day. I mean, that battle was what it was, and there were more than enough witnesses to see it.
Yes.
That think about that. We turned tyranny was on its march, dude. Not much has changed in a lot of years. Not much has changed. I'm gonna flash up a video. I'm gonna flash up a video for about how the folks on my Twitter after today, and it was done 70 years ago, and it was triggered off to me when you guys were doing last night. And as our men are returning from war back in 1948, I have a copy of a video that was shown in our high schools and colleges and on the movie reels every week, and it talks about exactly what's going on now. But think about that. If it wasn't for that Spartan battle, where would tyranny and villainy be? That was a giant motherfucking U-turn sign that they put up. Think about it, bro. People right now don't have the balls to go on the street and face people 1-1 or 5-1. What was the ratio? 100-1? 1,000-1?
If you believe the original numbers, you're looking at 1 million Persians that set sail for Greece versus, I believe it was 4,700 that fought at the Hot Gates.
Yeah.
If the original numbers are true. They say now that it was more likely 250,000 to 500,000, but still, you are talking about less than 5,000 Greeks versus at least 250,000 Persians. at the least.
Imagine getting out of your. Imagine everybody. Oh, we got Paulie in the slant.
Polly in the slant with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so very much, Polly in the slant. And because I'm still fired up, Kaiju's go! And Polly in the slant says it's better to live on your feet than die on your knees. Zapata. Yes, sir. We do not live on our knees. We do not let those SJW fucking asshats tell us how we have to live our lives.
My lord, all they ask from us is earth and water from Valhalla.
No, we'll give them earth and water on
the simple gift of earth and water is all they ask.
And Psychodwarf 9 with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you so very much, Psychodwarf 9 and Godzilla Skull.
So
I was only going to use that for one day. All of Rome trembles when a single man says, "No, I won't." And let me tell you guys something about Rome. The Romans had a saying. The Romans have a saying, and we have incorporated that into Valhalla. And it was, when the ram hits the wall, that's it. There is no white flag. There is no surrender. There is no quarter given. And the ram has struck the wall. We will not stand down. We will not stand idly by, and we will not kneel. Ever. We will not kneel.
Now, let's tell the people about what's happening. And I know why this is happening. They took this shot at Snyder, and they're taking this shot at this folklore because of what's coming up.
Yeah. 24 hours of DC on the 22nd. And they just got their asses handed to them by AT&T. They just got their asses handed to them by AT&T. Make money or you're gone. Make money. And this shit you're coming out with, this soy titty milk drinking bullshit, that's not making money. You will destroy our heroes and giggle at it. And you expect us to kneel. Not going to happen.
So on the 22nd, for 24 hours, DC is going to go through all of its. It's going to cycle through all of its properties, and
Yeah.
I think we should be there as a crew.
Yes,
as a Valhalla crew. I think we're gonna let's take a look at the Loki this weekend, and let's assign some captains, and let's let's go 24 hours with DC toe to toe, so they know what's righteous and what's not righteous. Think about it, dude. Xerxes was a motherfucking maniac, dude. I mean, he was the first. I mean, you talking about Hitler's? I mean, this guy's a man. That guy did. He wanted a whole planet ruled by himself.
That's right. He wanted to rule the whole planet and enslave everyone. And MB Geek, yes. None of the SJWs understand. We are not locked in here with them. They are locked in here with us. And Heiress of Chaos, all right, let's do this. Let's do it, dude. Let's burn those sons of bitches down. For 24 hours, let's do it.
For 24 hours. I got to tell you, if you've heard what other people are talking about, this is a massive opportunity.
Yes.
Now, there's a lot of good people at DC that should have gotten terminated, but there are a lot of wackos and weirdos that just got terminated. The battle begins now. I'm telling you, how the country we're going to end up with is the country we fight for today from August 14th, 15th, until the election through the end of the year. I think the next 5 or 6 months is it.
And Adega says, "Long live Brown Lantern." Mexican.
What is that piece of shit? I haven't seen that piece of shit anywhere. God, I hope he didn't get picked up by parole. Hope he didn't have another parole violation.
if you want to see, keep talking. I
All
gotta
right.
find something. for you.
Anyway, the point is, people, is that DC just laid off 800 people throughout its Warner Brothers line, and they have this huge thing coming up on August 22nd that Loki and I were looking at, and basically for 24 hours they're going to go through every cycle. They're going to cycle through every character that they've ever put out there, not just the big ones, the Batmans and your Flashes and all that, but the entire DC universe. And it's going to be very interactive with fans. And so I think what we need to do is make sure we're there on the front lines, especially since we span, the time zones. I mean, we got people in, I think we got people in Europe, Eastern Europe. We got people across the U.S. That's 3 time zones. I think we got someone in Hawaii. That's a 4th and 5th time zone, and even all the way in Australia. So I think we can cover between the 30, 40, 50 of us, solid 8, 9, 10 time zones. So, we can make this work and really make sure we're on the front line so that they're not just, licking their own, titty ass milk. There's a picture of where the hell is he?
That is fresh off the press from our Valhalla artist. And that is the new official icon for the Brown Lantern.
Well, now
look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, now if we can find his taco ass, would be awesome. So over the weekend, I'll check with his parole officer, see where he might be hiding. But yeah, that's Brown Lantern, everybody. He'll be around next week. Oh my god!
Love the sombrero.
Huh?
Love the sombrero.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know where he got it from. I like the cactus on his chest. That's kind of cute. Cactus on his chest.
The brown ring with the brown power.
Yeah, I don't know what the brown power. I don't know what kind of battery it's tied up. Probably an AC Delco from an old, 1977 Chevy Chevette.
Oh yeah, and the mustache, the '80s porn stash. It just puts the that's the cherry on top of the cake. Is that '80s Brown Lantern porn stash?
Well, that came. I think in a former career he was a wrestler. I think he was one of those Mexican wrestlers.
Oh shit!
I don't know. I've heard many stories about my cousin. I'm still trying to figure out the truth here. I keep hearing different legends, but we'll with Mark the Infinitely Tired, we'll get to the bottom of it. But anyways, dude, they're attacking our boy because of this. We got to stand up, man. Dude, if someone has the balls to go after like antiquity, this is so well researched and so well documented historically.
Yeah.
If someone from an SJW has the nuts and the ball, whatever you want to call it, to go after this without doing the research, come on.
Yeah, and Anonymous just tipped $1. Thank you so very much, Anonymous. And we will give you, take your hat off, boy.
There it is! Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
And Anonymous says, though these SJWs who want the world to be molded into their likeness remind me of another group. We beat their asses in the 40s, and we sure as hell aren't going to kneel before this passive-aggressive version of the same team. We do not kneel. We stand with Snyder. Damn straight, sir. Damn straight.
How about we go after what really happens in this pitch? A couple paragraphs here, right? Let's see here.
Oh, with the CBR?
Did you finish it? Because I was going to read.
No.
I was going to read the actual from an antiquity book that I have.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Did you finish?
No, but go ahead.
No, finish what this bitch said. Let's finish it off. Let's hear what you have to say.
All right. The messenger would go on to say, choose your next words carefully, Leonidas. They may be your last as king. Again, I have to ask, did Lockyer even watch the film? Did anyone at CBR who saw this piece of shit and approved it watch the film? How can you be this fucking ignorant of not only a film you are attacking, but the creators who made the film and the comic it is based on? But Locklear is not done yet. Sparta is fascist. You saw that coming, didn't you? She writes, furthermore, 300 Spartans, the heroes of the narrative, are from a military-based society that promotes violence, aggression, and fascism. However, the film frames this society as a free democracy. In combination with the above noted anti-Middle Eastern sentiment, this feeds into a warped notion of patriotism that prides itself on xenophobia and isms. Spartan society is not shown as a democracy. Leonidas must bow to the wishes of the Ephors and the Oracle, and he is not allowed to call Sparta to war. In the political sphere, there is also a council that controls Spartan society. It's the control of the council and Pharaon's manipulation of it that he uses to, yes, take advantage of Gorgo. That's not a democracy. As for the idea of xenophobia and isms, this is also absurd. Leonidas and the Spartans welcome the Persian messenger to Sparta. It's not until he threatens Sparta that Leonidas sends him down the well, screaming like a little soy drinking bitch. In a moment I can only describe as irony. After describing Sparta as a free democracy, Larker then writes, this film is irresponsible in its casual expression of fighting for so-called freedom when the government itself is far from a free democracy. Which one is it? Is it a free democracy or not a free democracy? Can you make up your mind, please? She continues, King Leonidas claims that the Spartans are free men who are fighting against a tyrant, but the Spartans are the ones that systematically murder their own children for nonconformity, and they're the ones who have created a monoculture of soldiers and wives that offer zero opportunity for freedom of choice or expression. Didn't we just talk about that, Mexican Army? Didn't we just talk about how the women in Sparta have more power than the men?
We did it, and let's just throw in a subtle little nuance. If these mother effing fucking SJW bullshitters who are liars actually did care, and did actually give a shit about like women empowerment, what does Leonidas do? The movie pauses for a long 10 to 20 seconds that feels like 2 minutes, and what does he do? He looks back at his wife, the queen.
Yep.
He doesn't unilaterally kick the motherfucker in the chest and just bash him and just, take a pipe to his head. No. He takes a moment to reflect, and then he looks over at her, and she says, like, yep. and she nods slightly, ever so slightly. This is the right decision. Go ahead. We got you.
Yeah.
Remember that? You remember that? Remember that? No, but look, why aren't the SJWs noting that moment of female empowerment?
Because I didn't watch the fucking movie.
Why? I know it was why. Continue on, my brother.
In this instance, murdering babies is horrific, but it was also a practice that the actual Spartans did partake in. As for her claim about lack of choice and expression, who says that the men of Sparta are not free and they not the ones who make up the Spartan society? They're the ones continuing it. They're the ones choosing it. Is Locklear trying to imply the Spartans have no agency? In fact, that point is made clear when Leonidas takes his 300 and begins his march to the Hot Gates. And they didn't even comment on what you just said, that he looks at his wife and she slowly closes her eyes and gives that little nod like, yeah, we got your back. We stand with you. In the shield wall, we will fight to the death for Sparta. And she says all that with one simple nod of her head. And he's like, you know what? If the wife says, let's do it, gentlemen. Michael Fassbender's Stelios makes an abundantly clear when he says, we are with you, sire. We are with Sparta for freedom to the death. Locklear would then use the murdering of children to claim this film is ableist. She writes, as mentioned earlier, the murder of children who do not conform to social normities is one of the many issues with the Spartans pushing forward an ableist ideology. She adds, 300 glorifies the idea that individuals with disabilities and those who do not fit a desired physical appearance have no right to live or be part of this society. Again, this is false and provides further evidence that Locklear did not watch this film. Leonidas actually praises Ephialtes' spear work. Yes, he does. Ephialtes being the deformity Spartan that wants to join Leonidas' ranks. He only rejects his request to join the 300 when he is unable to raise his shield and participate in the Spartans' phalanx. He does offer him to support them through by clearing the battlefield of the dead and tending the wounded. Do what you can to help us. That is what he tells Appealtes.
No, I'm going to be a greedy little selfish SJW, and I'm going to go break into Nordstrom's and go get me some new shoes because that's what I want and that's what's good for me, and I don't give a fuck about my people.
That's right.
The more things change, the more they do not stay the same, or they do stay the same.
Oh, they do stay the same. Finally, Lokier gets her accusation that the film is phobic and specifically calls out Snyder, insinuating that he is too phobic. She writes, along with demonizing those with disabled and different bodies, the film is phobic, and some of the most phobic images are intentionally incorporated by Snyder, who seems unaware of how problematic. Did you hear me earlier? One of my very first videos, Mexican Iron Man, was about the word problematic and how everything today is problematic. This depiction of gender and sexuality. As for her evidence, she writes, one of the biggest instances of his dated phobic representation is when Xerxes offers Leonidas peace in exchange for submission. She elaborates, depicting a man as a physically more powerful force who threatens violence in exchange for sex is a lazy trope too often used to hammer home that a male character is a bad guy. And in this case, it perpetuates the problematic stereotype of the predatory gay. For decades, this type of representation justified the false belief that straight men should fear gay men because they would inherently pursue them for sexuality. So films like 300 perpetuate the false offensive notion that it's okay to be violent towards members of the LGBTQ community because they are pariahs, she adds. This is a massive reach. Remember, the Persian messenger in the beginning of the film demands Leonidas submit to Xerxes. Leonidas, being a free man, refuses to submit. We will not kneel. When Xerxes makes the offer to have Leonidas become his warlord of all Greece, there are more parallels to Jesus being tempted by the devil in the desert than any kind of homophobic reach. This just appears to be another piece of evidence in a long list that shows Lokier hasn't even seen 300. And we're at the very end here. Nevertheless, she concludes, looking back over 14 years later, the isms, ableisms, and phobia of the comic and film is as glaring and intensely problematic as ever. She then chides Zack Snyder. If audiences chose to return to 300 with the 4K release, they should be active viewers who critically analyze the problematic area. So basically, if you aren't one of them, you have no right to go see this movie. Did you catch that? If audiences choose to return to 300 with the 4K release, they should be active viewers, which means, ladies and gentlemen, do not go see 300 because you can't. You shouldn't be allowed. Only the SJW green titty milk drinking motherfuckers that go and live on their knees have a right to go see 300. You racist, sexist bitch. A task unfortunately not performed by the filmmakers during production. What do you make of Lokier's accusations against 300? Well, Mike, since we are at the end here, what do you make of her accusations of 300?
Let's see. Completely off base, ill-informed. Banking. We live in a society now where so few people read anything or study anything. You can pretty much say anything. It's all about emotions. But this is this to me just absolutely draws the line at such a low level. I'm hyperventilating. That's why I had to jump on the stream here with you, because I'm hyperventilating, and I know why this is happening. This is happening as a precursor to throw some arrows at Snyder and DC before the August 22nd event, because they're running out of shit to throw online. Right.
And Derek just tipped $1. Thank you so very much, Derek. And Skull.
There it is! It's you! Take your hat off, boy, that's a dollar bill!
And Derek says, Skull! Thank you so very much, Derek. Thank you, everyone. You guys are keeping the lights burning bright in Valhalla. Thank you. Thank you, Derek.
Were they free? If they weren't free, why did Leonidas take his personal guard and march up there to buy time?
Yeah, to bring
these
to
guys are
bring
just
priests
morons.
together.
It's like they don't even. It's like they don't even know the history of anything.
No, they don't. They haven't read it. They haven't read it. They refuse to read it because what happens in their mind is the only thing that's happened. What's happening in their minds, and yes, Shockwave, that's not a titty, and it ain't milk. No, 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 it's not. They won't read it. They won't read it. They only accept their own narrative of events that happened. They hear about these things and they say, well, that's not what really happened. What really happened is this. And they want that in the history books. That's
Which was your favorite? Did you like the one Snyder did, or did you like the one from 1962, the original, the movie?
Snyder, the one Snyder did.
Yeah.
I remember reading the book and loving the art style. And the first time.
Oh, remember the book? Did you? I don't have that book anymore. But do you remember the book the first time you opened it up?
Yes.
Man.
Yeah. And when that wolf, when Leonidas is a kid and he's up in that mountain and he's got his spear and that wolf backs him into the corner.
Yep.
That made me see the book all over again.
Yeah.
I was sitting there watching that with my dad because my dad went with me to see that movie. I was like, you got to see this. He's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, no, you got to see this. And he's like, okay. And I was telling him, I was like, that's exactly the way it looked in the book. That's exactly the way it looked in the fucking book.
It was exactly the way it looked in the book. Man,
they honored that book with that movie.
Man, dude, I read that book so many times, dude. It was like in pieces, like pages fall. You know when your pages bend so many times they fall out. It was like that.
Yeah, you read that book so much it like you picked it up one day and it just disintegrated. You were like, no, because you'd read it 1,000 times. It just fell apart in your hands because you'd flipped through it so many times and showed so many people and been like, you got to get this.
Well, we better get for this kind of salvo to be actually put up in media. We better get ready, everybody. They're coming for it all. I think it's kind of like if they were winning, they know they're losing. They know there's a turnaround coming right now. They're going to start reaching, and they're going to be reaching hard and fast. In my opinion, don't you think?
Oh yeah, they're scared. They're on the ropes. They are on the ropes. We are standing tall. We are standing together, and they have been eating each other alive so much that they're a scattered. They're a scattered Persian force facing off against Leonidas and his 300 Spartans, and they are scared.
We must hold the absolutely line, bro, on everything. We got to get our peeps ready for August 22nd, and we got to keep our, just like you've been doing, the reviews and the shit about, God, that stupid fucking Lower Trek show sucks ass.
Oh, dude, I fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it.
God, I had to stop myself. I had to stop myself from throwing my iPhone at my 75-inch screen the other day when I saw the second one. God, so infuriating. I'm sorry. I know there's probably some people in the Valhalla house that actually like that piece of shit, but don't get me started because I'll go for 2 hours as to why it's a piece of shit. I'll just go emotional, have a heart attack.
You have your right to your opinion.
Yeah, exactly. We all do. But anyways, we gotta get ready for this battle because one thing at least we do recognize is we do recognize respect and free speech here, and we always have. And that's how you built this thing. But we better get ready because things are happening. I mean, you take Kathleen Kennedy, she's gonna leave. These, Black Lives Matter, domestic terrorist fucks. The only thing that's sad about that is that thing happened so fast. Those fuckers collected $284 million in about 3 weeks before people started realizing who they really are.
Yeah.
But they'll misspend it. They'll misspend it on these politicians. They'll misspend it. But we got to watch this, man, because we got to take back our cities and shit. This is like, everybody we vote for, from the grassroots on up, we gotta know that who we're voting for and why they want to get elected.
Yeah. Yeah, and I said it. I said it yesterday. I like the Bajoran tactical officer, but they are going to make him a meme. If you guys don't see that coming, they are going to make him a meme. That's all they're going to do on the show is make him a meme. When the shit hits the fan, and they're going to make him a joke. He's going to be bouncing up and down behind the tactical console, screaming, "Let me destroy their warp core!" And the captain's going to be like, "No, shut up." They're going to make him a meme. He's been cool so far.
In times of need, what kind of battle would you send the Cerritos into?
I wouldn't.
I mean, blue milk replenishment secret mission?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I wouldn't even trust him with that.
Dropping the kids off at daycare. I mean, what kind of? I wonder when you look at the Cerritos.
No. They can't do that. They can't do that either. Because they had a simulation where the one of the engineering crew rammed it into an asteroid, and all of the daycares got sucked. All the kids in daycare got sucked out into space. So you can't even trust them with daycare pickup. No. You can't even trust them with daycare pickup because all the kids in pre-K and elementary got sucked into space yesterday. So you can't even fucking trust them with following the kiddos around. It's true. I'm not making it up. That's what really happened.
I know. I just didn't think about it. Oh my god. I put on a Midnight Sedge on the stream chat. I said I got an idea. How about we do a Lower Decks 2.0, where we focus on the food service workers, the sanitation workers, the real Lower Decks employees, and their wacky adventures as they try to grow avocado in space and make peace through Cheech and Chong vape pens with strange new worlds and new civilizations.
And Eastland Burkholder says Mexican Iron Man wants to ensure freedom for white girls and white males and other humans so he can dislike or like any movie or show he wants.
Yeah, I think. Huh? What?
What?
What? Hey, white girls are people too. God, this fucking article. God, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, they come for it all.
Yeah, that Chris Persia, wasn't that Rutherford? Yes, it was. And then the officer told him, maybe you will kill more kids the next time around. Yes.
Oh my God, that's right.
And that was the first officer. Yes.
That's right.
Yes,
that's
they're all,
right.
they're all memes and jokes. Every character on there is a meme or a joke. And they're not funny either. They're not funny jokes. No, it's like fall flat on your face. Really? You guys are really doing that?
Look, at the end of the day, what's going to save our society, like it or not, like it or not, the men of the society, men of our country, got to step up and be fathers and dads. That's what that's what it's going to take eventually. One way or the other, fathers and dads. We can't be absentee dads anymore because things go to hell in a handbasket. That's not the only cause, but it's a hell of a lot of the cause of a lot of this horse shit. God, we got to take back our education system and our colleges and the bullshit. Oh my God.
In fact, Steven Skull beat up Ryan Johnson. Loki, my waistline is a meme of Under Siege. When your belt says, damn, yeah.
Stevenson go beat up Ryan Johnson. Oh my God.
And Saucy Wench with a $1 tip. Thank you so very much, Saucy Wench and Skull.
There it is. It's you. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
And Saucy Wench says, please give us the info on how to join the DC chat on 822. I want to do my part. We will. Me and Mexican Iron Man are going to go over this.
We'll do it Monday morning.
And we'll start promoting the shit out of this on Monday morning.
Yeah, and also, too, if any of you guys on Valhalla have particular characters that you're really into, send a direct message to Loki, so he can get you positioned up and stuff, and get you on stream and shit like that. Dude, I think going back and forth between the channels, we just do we go for 24 hours. We should go for a 24-hour stream.
Yes. rotating
Oh
through
my
different
God.
rotating through different
Oh
people.
my God, the 300. Oh. How do these SJWs, if they want equality, they want all this stuff, how do they not even look at the first civilization where women were the first citizens and had property rights? Like, how do you just miss that?
They don't watch the movie. They don't look at history. They don't understand it. They don't get it. They don't get it.
Even in Greece, the women didn't have the same type of citizenship rights. Wow. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
Oh, Fat Steven Seagal says, Loki, where can I get Mexican Iron Man's repulsor maracas?
Oh, those will be available in the new merchandise store being launched September 1st. Thank you, sir. Oh, God. Oh. Well, look on the bright side. It's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday. And we burned it the fuck down this morning, didn't we?
Fuck down. We will not stand. This is exactly why we were created, Loki. This is exactly what we were meant to do. This is exactly why you assembled us. This is exactly why we have people on what, 3 or 4 continents right now?
Yes.
Right now, how many people do we have on this in Valhalla?
At least 4 different continents.
4 different continents. We've got people speaking different languages, of different backgrounds, different age groups.
We even have someone in India. We've got a guy in India.
Hell. We have somebody in India. But we're racist, Loki. This is the most diverse crew that I've ever been a part of, one way or another. We have people of every color and background. Every shade. Every shade. But we're the its and the isms. You're the its and the isms. You're the one who gets attacked for being an its and an ism and getting all those nasty DMs that I've read that you get.
Yep. And
you're the one that
Burkholder. That's not entirely true. The women ran the house even when the men were there. The women ran the stores. The women owned the stores because the men were out fighting and training. That's right. All the Spartan men did was train to fight. That's what they did. Or they were in government if they were older.
Yeah.
If they were older men, they were in the government. If it was past their fighting days, they were in the government. But the women owned the shops. The women owned the homes. The women ran everything, even when the men were there training.
Yep.
In 24/7 Fusion Media, hail. But guys, don't kneel. Don't kneel to this shit. Do not kneel.
We only have to give them earth and water.
No, fuck earth and water. Spread the word, ladies and gentlemen. We will not submit.
Take us out, Loki.
We will not submit. We will not kneel. We will stand and we will fight because we will not live under blue-haired, titty drink milking fucking law. We will live with our history. We will live with the IPs we love. We will live with hot, beautiful women that we love because that is what we do. We do not kneel. We do not give in. We do not bow down, and we never fucking will.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.